Let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new episode of Chatting with Lady C. Hello Mum, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, honey. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm good. I'm glad you're good.
Yes, it was a fun day yesterday.
It was.
Yes. So yesterday was our Instagram contest where 10 lucky winners won, so congratulations to all of them and we hope you enjoy your prize. And you were our lucky 10, so great.
Thank you very much, everybody, for partaking.
Yes.
It's been good fun, hasn't
Yes,
it?
it has. And for those that couldn't play on the Instagram, of course, I think it's in like 7 episodes. In the next 7 or 6 episodes, we'll be doing our 100 video where we will be doing our next raffle. So keep an eye out on that video, because if you want to play, you will have to, of course, do the instructions on whatever comes out onto that video.
I'm afraid I have absolutely no idea what he's speaking about, so I'm as much in the dark as all of you are.
No.
Sorry.
So yes, so just congratulations to our Instagram winners and good luck for the new winners for the next competition on YouTube, so all of you can play.
Okay, now, honey, some questions.
So our first question today is from A Step Beyond Healing. Wonderful to see you both looking so well. I like it when Misha gives his opinion. Respectfully, I think he is such a good person that he cannot imagine how depraved and calculating people can be. May he never experience it for himself. Question for Misha. Have you ever met and heard or known of relationships with a woman like Meghan Markle? Can you describe what you or your friend learned from it?
Well good question,
yeah,
no?
it's a great question. I do have to say I've never had the chance to have a girlfriend or really know anybody like Meghan Markle. I think I have met somebody, a few characters, but I think everybody's got a few characters of Meghan Markle. Just one maybe, but it doesn't mean anything bad, does it? As you can have the same character as somebody, but you might think that's actually a bonus for that person.
A characteristic as opposed to the character.
Yeah.
One of the many characteristics
exactly.
that make up the character.
That's what I'm trying to say, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And then I've met a lot of people in my lifetime. I worked in hospitality as an assistant manager in a restaurant, so you meet a lot of people and some very nasty people. And so don't worry, I met my fair share already. And they always seem a little bit harder, I think, when you're in hospitality, because they think, oh, we can be like this because they never see us again, so we can act out the way that we want to act. Who cares? Like if we didn't like it and they're not being nice to it, well, we don't need to be nice to them, because they won't ever see us again. I mean, like, who wouldn't? Like, we went to a restaurant once, I think we got a little bit too drunk, I think they got a bit fed up of us, and yeah, well, we're not going back there again. That's for sure.
Really? Where was that?
It was for Dima's friend's birthday, Robin, couple of years back.
Where was this?
I don't know.
Was it in England?
It was in London.
It was in London.
And this is why I never went back, because of course it was a surprise for Robin. I think it was a surprise. I can't really remember. It was a few years back now. But they put it under my name. But I had finished work and came in last, so they had already drunk a bit, of course. And when I'd finished work, I'd join them. But the reservation was under my name, so that's why I never went back. Because they would think, oh my god, it's them, when I was like, I wasn't part of this really, but I was. But, hey.
But I think the real question that they're trying to ask you is,
yes, if I've ever met somebody and what have I learned from it?
Who is and like they suspect Meghan.
And I have said I have never.
And you never have.
No.
Yeah. Oh well, that's good. That's good.
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've met people that have.
You met nasty people.
Bits of her character, but you don't forcibly need to like them, and you just need to be nice. My experience is just be nice to them, and if you don't want to talk to them, don't talk to them. And just move on, to be honest.
Yes.
And to be honest, it's the best way, and you'll find out that actually ignoring them, sometimes you feel like you like them a little bit better because they don't interrupt you or try and annoy you
or take over.
Yeah, something like that. So in the long run, you actually consider to like them a bit better.
Or find them more tolerable.
Yes.
More tolerable.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, next question.
Let's move on, of course. So for our next question today is from Daniel Roll. Lady C, do you think advisors or insiders at the Palace listen to your YouTube and get information and ideas, advice and knowledge from your amazing commentary? And also the same from the Hackle camp. Mad Meg must be fuming that you're holding a mirror up to her antiques and character. Keep up the great channel. Love listening all the way from Australia.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Mr. Rawl. That's very kind of you. I love the affirmation of faith in my judgment. Oh, I have absolutely no idea whether anybody listens or doesn't listen. I think it would be a bit presumptuous of me to think that people were going to listen, but equally, it would be naive of me to think that nobody would not occasionally check in. So the answer is I have absolutely no idea, but I do know that if the Meghan and Harry camp listen, they do not factor into their conduct or behavior my input, I would have thought. I do know that people have occasionally said that they then adopt things that I do, like with the dogs and, certain formats, etc. I don't know if they do. I have no idea. And I wouldn't want to fancy myself so much as to think that everybody is so fascinated with me. That I think is a sort of pitfall that people like Meghan fall into. And I would prefer not to fall into that pit. And so, what do you think? Do you think they would listen at all?
Maybe not listen, but maybe look at the title and see, okay, maybe that's something that we should probably listen to just in case. I really don't know. But then again, how many millions of people could do the same thing? Like just on YouTube, when you look at about the amount of people that make videos on Meghan, imagine their team looking at each and every single video of that. It's not possible in real life.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Imagine
Absolutely.
It would be too much work, and you would constantly have basically one person that would probably just have to listen to that channel, and one person that just listens to that lady or man's channel, and it would be a lot of staff and a lot of people to pay.
Well, they already have an army of advisors and PR people pushing them.
Yes, but their army isn't 100,000 people. It's probably 10.
Whatever.
And 10 is a lot.
Yeah.
To do what they probably would need to do.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
the answer is I have no idea. We don't, do we?
No.
And it would be nice if they could fulfill the expectations that the British people had of them in the early days of their marriage. But it hasn't happened. So next question.
Nice. So for our next question today is from Sam. Lady C, please could you give us your thoughts on Tom Bradby? More specifically, his continued willingness to do the Sussex bidding, even at the expense of his own reputation. It was around this time last year during Megxit negotiations that he blackmailed HM Queen via his Sunday Times article with the threat of a full, no-holds-barred, sit-down interview. And then, of course, his convenience in the Sussex, South Africa, Who Is Me? Pity Fest, which Meghan has twice tried to downplay, most recently in her New York Times essay. And Bradby previously admitted his conclusion in providing Harry and Meghan this ill-judged platform from which aired their grievances. We had a couple of private heart-to-hearts before we did the interview, and I said, let's just go out and tell the truth as you see it. And this most recent PR propaganda, lightly scripted by Meghan, puts Bradley firmly among the other Harkles sycophants, Scobie, Lacey, Smith and Nicole, all now with their credibility in tatters.
Well, that's a very interesting question, and he has some very interesting observations. I would actually not have said that Katie Nichols' credibility is in tatters. I mean, Katie Nicholl is a journalist that I actually do have some respect for. And I am not saying that she doesn't put out positive stories when they are fed to her, but I think she's actually relatively impartial. And of course, if they feed her a positive story, she has a living to make. She's going to sell it. She's going to go with the story. But that is not the same thing as being a member of a propaganda team. And I would not have actually thought that she is actually a member of the propaganda team. The others, I think, to an extent are, I'm not sure who Smith is, incidentally. I can't think who Smith is, but certainly I think the others are members of the propaganda team. And I think Tom Bradby has done his reputation absolutely no good by saying how heartbroken Harry is. It's okay. He's a working journalist. He has a job to do. He has stories to tell. He has information to purvey. And to an extent, that's valid. But I think that he has really rather too pointedly joined the Harry and Meghan team. And yes, he did orchestrate, and I understand that the Palace were furious with him for having assisted in the orchestration of that interview in South Africa last year, because it couldn't have been done without him and without his encouragement. He is the one who gave Harry and Meghan the platform and the opportunity and encouraged them. Okay, you can say he's a working journalist. It's his job to get a scoop. Yes, I think to that extent, yes. And I actually would not criticize him for what he did in the South African interview, because he saw an opportunity, and being a journalist, he took it. I mean, it was news. It was fantastic news. It was a huge scoop. It started the ball a-rolling in a way that nothing else had done before. So I would not criticize him for that. I would criticise him rather more for this Harry's heartbroken, you know. Take out the violins and let's start to play. Oh, poor Harry, heartbroken, because he dumped on everybody from a great height and they didn't like it, and his feelings are hurt because they didn't like when he kicked them in the teeth. I mean, I think he needs to be careful because you can only compromise your reputation so much, and you can only compromise your reputation so often, and the two things are slightly different. And I think he, in this instance, has sailed very close to the wind. Having said that, I will reiterate, he is a working journalist. He has a livelihood to make for himself. He has obviously been in touch with Harry and Meghan. Their fingerprints are over every word he said. To what extent that's going to play very well with the other members of the royal family with whom he is on cordial terms is a matter for speculation. But I suppose, you know, sometimes you have to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea. And maybe his pocket is dictating his choices. You know, maybe he figures that he's going to have more mileage by jumping on the Harry and Meghan bandwagon than sticking with the rather more sedate and stately Cambridge coach. Let's put it that way. What do you think?
I think we can't really tell what his decision is. I think both your ways of describing it could be one or the other. To be honest, again, if he's a journalist, they usually go where
the money is, and the story
I was going to
is.
say more the story, and even if it's not a true story, just because there's the story and it can like go on. That's what I would think. So if he thinks that they can make him money by just reporting what they say, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I can't criticize a journalist for, you know, giving a story and making money. I can't.
Probably
That's his function in life.
Probably he'll make money off it as well, staying with the lies, and then when the truth comes out, he's making money from the truth as well.
Well, that's a problem, of course, that once you are known to be somebody who is jumping on one bandwagon instead of another. Basically, I mean, the ideal for any writer or journalist is to be absolutely scrupulously impartial and to only say things when they know them to be true or fair or believe them to be true or fair. I'm afraid his comments about Harry being heartbroken do not add up. He's heartbroken, but they're perfectly content in California. But he's heartbroken, you know? It seems to me as if he is allowing himself to be used by Meghan and Harry to set them up for yet more sympathy. Because Harry and Meghan are a couple that will at all turns explain and complain about everything as long as they are the victims, you know. My suffering is so great. Nobody asked me if I'm okay. So what if I'm surrounded by people who are starving and victims of ravishment and abuse and What does that matter? I mean, their suffering is nothing compared to mine. Oh, God, you couldn't make it up. Next question, honey.
No worries. So for our last question today is from E. Dennis. I have heard that traditionally diamond jewellery isn't supposed to be worn during the day, and pearls and diamonds aren't supposed to be worn together, ever. Is that tradition followed in Britain at all? The Queen doesn't follow those rules, but I've been told that one can't judge by what the Queen wears.
Well, to an extent, you can't judge by what the Queen wears. In fact, I don't mean to be dreadful, but in certain circles, the royal family's taste has never been regarded as being so chic, sophisticated, or exemplary that true sophisticates would pattern themselves off them. So to that extent, what E. Dennis has said is absolutely correct. I have never heard that pearls and diamonds should never be worn together. I have a tiara that is pearls, diamonds, and sapphires. Everybody has brooches with diamonds and pearls. I mean, it's a given. You should not wear diamonds in the day, normally. You can, to Ascot, formal morning wear. Not long drop diamond earrings, that you can't wear. But you can certainly wear diamond brooches. The Queen often wears diamond brooches in the day. It's something I do not normally do. Having said that, there are occasions when you can, to a wedding, to Ascot, to places where, you know, it's super duper smart and you're in formal morning wear, then you can wear some diamonds, some. You need to be careful because they mustn't be too eveningish. You definitely never wear diamond long drop earrings in the day, ever, never. And you don't wear diamond and pearl long drop earrings in the day either. I think that's about answers it, because I mean the fact of the matter is pearls are often set with diamonds. So I've never heard that. I mean, it is very chic to wear, say, a pearl necklace with, you know, maybe a sapphire brooch and earrings, that sort of thing. Or rubies, or whatever. But I mean, it's, you don't wear evening jewelry in the day and you don't wear day jewelry in the evening, usually. Well, you can actually wear day jewelry in the evening. Do you think that's covered it?
Yes, because I was going to say, like, I remember just the other day seeing somebody with a pearl ring with diamonds around it. So when that question was asked, I thought that was a bit weird, because I was like, diamonds and pearls not working together. I was like, but I see it all over the place.
Yes, yes. In fact, diamonds and pearls are classics together.
Yes, I would say they're the only thing that would work with pearls, because otherwise I would say if you've got a pearl necklace, pearl earrings, and a pearl ring, stick with that. Don't wear pearl like, let's say, like red earrings with pearls. It doesn't really work, does it? Stick with pearls. So yeah, I was just a bit like wondering.
Well, you know, but maybe in another country this is a rule, but it's certainly not a rule I've ever heard of, and it's certainly not a rule I would ever abide by, because I have diamonds and pearls. Everybody I know has diamonds and pearls. It's when to wear them that becomes the deciding factor. I mean, there are some wonderful Perrault's, the Grand Duchess Vladimir's tiara is diamonds and pearls. It's a very famous tiara. Uh, it's there are loads. No, I don't know where that comes from. And in fact, one of the most beautiful brooches I have ever seen, and I should have bought it but didn't, was at Christie's many years ago at a sale. And it was pearls and diamonds, huge brooch, grape leaves, absolutely stunning, with beautiful pearls and beautiful diamonds. And that was a brooch that you could have worn in the day, formally, formal morning wear. That was actually more a formal morning wear brooch than an evening brooch. It was absolutely magnificent. And I thought, well, I can't really afford it. And I hadn't yet learnt the lesson that I learnt as I got older. If you can't afford it, but you have to have it, you can't afford to not have it, so have it.
Exactly. So true.
And hope for the best. And on that note, I will say thank you very much. Keep the questions coming in. I hope you have enjoyed this. We have a real treat in store for you down the line, I've got to tell you, that I can't say anything about, but it's going to be absolutely scrumptious. Everybody's going to absolutely love it. And I'm not speaking about the 100th video contest either. So,
well, thank you everybody, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you very much, and goodbye.